Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Think Tank Sports. Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen. Check us out on the socials. We got Facebook, we got Twitter, we got Instagram. Yes, listen to us on Spotify for podcasters or wherever you get your podcasts. We're out there for your digestion. That's not what I wanted to say, but that's how it came out. You can digest our content any which way you would like and watch us here on YouTube as we continue to do our video portion of the podcast at the same time that we are doing the audio portion of the podcast. And so today, oh my goodness, it is Wednesday already. This week is flying by. Wednesday, May 10th, the year 2023. That might be the first time we've actually used the year on our podcast. And we're here to talk Yankees and Major League Baseball. The Yankees giving us a little hope, maybe. We'll a little something, some spicy games against our wonderful, not so fun rivals, the Tampa Bay Rays, and then some serious beatdowns of the god awful worst team in the league, Oakland A's. As we look at these games that have happened in the last week. Since that time, I've been sitting here studying baseball, and Mike has been sitting there studying baseball. Mike, how the heck are you?
Dave, I'm doing great. Thanks for getting to introducing me. I appreciate that. We do have some digestion issues here at Think Tank Sports, so
obviously
grateful for that. I come to this conclusion every year lately, and every year I come to this conclusion earlier and earlier, Dave. Yep. But family show, bleep the Tampa Bay Rays. Kevin Cash can suck a bleep. They can go bleep themselves.
My goodness.
Randy Arozarena could take a colonoscopy in Randyland every day for the rest of his life.
Randyland.
Ooh. Yeah, did you see that? So the first game against the Rays there last week, first of 7 out of the next 10. The Yankees are playing the Tampa Bay Rays, the first place Rays, and home game for Tampa. They opened Friday night at the Unveil. I don't think it's called Randyland. I forget what they called it, but it's their answer to the judge's chamber, basically.
Yeah, Randyland. Yep.
Is it Randyland? Yep. And sure enough, Arozarena, who's become quite the star down there, rightfully so.
Yep.
Takes Johnny Burrito's sour cream pitch deep to left, right into Randyland to start this game out, Dave, and then subsequently gets plunked twice, which causes some back and forth, and Kevin Cash and Las Diaz getting into it, Cash getting ejected. But long story short is the Tampa Bay pitching staff and their bullpen really showed up in that first game, and they beat the Yankees 5-4, and in a tight, close game that had a lot of heat in it. So what did you see here, buddy?
Yeah, this is one of the games in this stretch here that we're going to talk about where Harrison Bader comes back and is just tremendous. Hits a 3-run home run to tie the game at 4 there in the top of the 6th. So, that piece was, that's really good because the Yankees really just had not been scoring runs, and they get behind and they're just done. So, that was good. Right. But then I think, as you say, not much after that.
Right.
And Tampa's bullpen shuts it down, but it's nice to see. And it's nice to see a close, tight game. So the Yankees got all 4 of their runs in the top of the 6th. But so nice to see them, come together and at least give a more than a representative effort against Tampa. I mean, obviously,
absolutely,
you wanted to see them win 2 out of these 3 games. So you have a game that's a tie game, in the 7th inning. You'd hope that they could scratch across the run and win, but they don't.
But they roll into Saturday with Domingo Herman on the mound, and he pitches a nice game. I mean, nothing great, but winnable. And the Yankees roll out the A version of their bullpen, except for the back end where they bring in Ian Hamilton, which I thought was quite interesting. No Michael King, but he had pitched the day before a couple innings. So, but yeah, you saw the poo-poo platter and Holmes and all those guys. And Harrison Bader gets another big hit. The weird game, Dave, because Tampa scores in the first. And it's 1 or 2-0 forever.
Yeah.
Forever. And then the eighth inning, the Yankees score all 3 of their runs.
Yes.
LeMahieu, who is on fire all of a sudden, rockets a double, and they score a run. And then Bader gets his hit, and the Yankees win this game Saturday. Huge win. 3-2, split the series 1 each, and battling strong, even though they're not scoring runs against this really good Tampa team, obviously. What a monster the Yadi Diaz, too, is at the top of that lineup.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, with Wander Franco, and I mean, they're going to be good for a long time, as we know, unfortunately. So, anything here on Saturday's game, buddy?
Well, you mentioned kind of the bullpen. I thought it was interesting and a good thing. I think what Aaron Boone was trying to do is get Clay Holmes a little more confidence. So he pitched him in the 8th inning. Mm-hmm. And, Clay Holmes, just the 1 inning, just threw 7 pitches, 4 strikes, but got, gave up a hit and got through the 8th. So I thought that was important. I do think it's interesting that they brought in Ian Hamilton. However, I like that Holmes got in there, and I mean, it was 3-2. It wasn't like it was a blowout game, and, he had a role to play and he played it. So,
right.
And if you think about, even last year, early in the year, around this time, he was the 8th inning guy.
Right.
Until Aroldis Chapman decided to implode and
Loaisiga got hurt.
Right. And Loaisiga got hurt and all these things. So it's a familiar role for Holmes, and maybe it helps get him rolling, if you will, as far as that goes.
And so many games are decided in the 7th, 8th inning, not the 9th. The save opportunity is really a Johnny come lately in the mists of time of Major League Baseball. But yeah. And then Dave, this Sunday game.
Oh,
I would rather lose 2-1 than what happened Sunday, folks. Yes. With Garrett Cole, you got your ace who's been rolling all year, and he looks really, really good. And Yankees are up 6-0, just rolling against this Tampa team that seems disinterested on this Sunday game. And then all of a sudden, Cole hits a wall. And Dave, can you just walk us through what you saw with him giving up the home runs and Aaron Boone's decision making in that inning?
Yeah, it was just disturbing. So, he gives up 2 runs in the 5th. He comes out for the 6th and just really just doesn't have it. And
from
the
first pitch, I just want to make that point. From the first pitch of the 6th. So it's not like he got some outs and then started to struggle or was close.
Yeah, no outs.
Yeah,
no outs, and just really, really struggling. I'm trying to think. He ends up walking.
He walks Ramirez, and then Padres hits a double to make it 6-3, and then Betancourt homers, and that's the first homer of the season.
Right.
That's a 3-run shot with Margot and Padres scoring.
Right, which ties the game, right? So, yeah, the batter before, Cole is battling 7 pitches or 8 pitches, I believe, in the at bat, and walks him. And a couple of the balls were just all over the place. High in the strike zone was the ball for the couple away, just not even close. And I'm thinking to myself, you got to take him out. You have to take him out because you have a 3-run lead. and you got to put somebody else in there. And the very next pitch,
Yep.
he throws the ball right down Broadway. And like you said, Bethencourt just hammers the ball to center field, and it's a tie game, just like that.
Yeah, a non-spinning flat fastball right over the middle of the plate.
Yeah.
Room service, as my dad would say.
Yep. And, but kudos to the Yankees. They did go to the 7th, and you get Bader on base and Cabrera double, they're able to get a run to tie it. So
Yep.
I thought, that was good, but
kept battling for sure.
Yeah. But
and
still
then,
you
ghost
can't,
runner gets us in a 10th.
Yeah. And you can't have your ace doing that kind of
Have
nonsense.
a 6-run implosion.
Right. It just can't happen.
Your ace shouldn't be giving that up, but your manager should be protecting him.
Yeah.
If he had given up the 3-run shot, make it 6-6 or 7-6 or whatever, that's one thing. But they let him go on after that. It was too much. It was being too cute, too smart, wanting to get, your ace through it. I get all that, but these wins against this team in particular are so valuable that you just have to hold on to it like an egg, Dave. You don't want to squeeze it and break it, which is what they did here, but
yes.
You don't want to hang on too loosely and drop it either. So
I think as we were texting about this, I had said very similarly, just different terms. You have to manage this game differently because of the fact Tampa has such a big lead, because of the fact that you're playing 7 games in 2 weeks and you only play them 13 times. They don't play them again till August after this upcoming weekend.
Right.
This is your opportunity. You've got to manage these games differently. And, Aaron Boone's managing this game like it's early May.
Right.
Which it is, but you can't do that. And Aaron Boone has played enough baseball and managed enough baseball that he should know differently from my perspective. So I was disappointed in those decisions.
I wonder how much is Boone's decision, or if it's coming from, the geeks in the front office or Cashman or, all one together. I'm sure they would tell you it was a collaborative effort, even though it probably isn't.
Probably.
And then Dave, the lowly, pitiful, dreadful, horrible Oakland A's roll into New York City and just don't even give an effort in all 3 games.
No, they did not.
Yankees win Monday 7-2, Tuesday 10-5, and today during the day 11-3.
Yeah.
Just doing what they have to. Is there anything everybody has started hitting. You get comfortable when you get a weaker opponent like that, and the ball starts. There's a little more pop coming off the bat, and and Oakland knows that once they get down, they don't usually have the firepower to come back, so they get a little disheartened as well.
I think it's just more Harrison Bader, which I think has just been great. Nice to see him get going. Aaron Judge came back yesterday, no hits, but got 2 RBIs. And so that
Really
was
important.
good. Bader was 3 for 4. So, that piece was just really good. Even though it is the A's, it was nice to see Clark Schmidt pitch a little bit better. Again, you got to take it with a grain of salt as far as that goes, but hey, he pitched 6 innings and only gave up 2 runs. So anything, basically at this point, any wins they can get and build up any kind of confidence is just extremely important at this point.
Yeah.
Considering we've got 4 games with the Rays starting tomorrow.
And considering this as well, Dave, as far as division records go, the 2023 American League East for the month of April has the best record for any division ever in the history of baseball. 91-56, playing at a 623 clip. The American League East, the second best division record in a month was the 2022 NL West, which was 66 and 45 or
Mhm.
695.
Right. The Giants
So
and Dodgers kind of
5
carrying that early on.
right. So the American League East playing at a 623 clip, the second best in all the history of baseball was 595. So
Yeah.
that was quite a month by the American League East, as evidenced by the Yankees finishing 2 games above 500 and in last place in the American League East, and still considered to be, a front runner, if not the front runner in the division. So I just thought that was an interesting little record to bring up here on the show.
Yeah. So what do they have to do, Mike? You've got these 4 games against Tampa. I mean, if you split them, you gain no ground.
Right. So
do they have to win 3 out of 4?
I think a split is minimum. I don't like it,
Yeah.
but you have to at least stay at even ground, right?
Yeah.
And you
They're
do
8.5
have
back right now.
Right. As much as the Yankees are injured, it could happen to the Rays at any time or any other
Oh,
team.
sure. Mm-hmm.
So you have to at least split the series, and of course, win 3 would be wonderful, and then we could all dream for a sweep, but not likely in a 4-game series. I mean, Judge is back, like you said. He looked really good today hitting, so hopefully his timing and everything is back as well.
Yeah.
Now I guarantee you, brace yourselves, folks. They're going to sit him at least one of these games because that's what they do. Just back from a injury, they did it to Bader, even though he was so hot when he came back, and they needed him in the lineup. And I promise you, Judge will be on the bench one of these 4 games. It's just, especially we got 2 day games, Saturday and Sunday of this series that are on national TV.
And it goes back to my argument, Mike, about managing these games differently. Aaron Judge should not be sitting. I mean, that's just ridiculous. That is just absolutely ridiculous.
Especially since you need him so badly in the lineup. It's just rough, dude.
Yeah.
I wanted to mention your boy Max Scherzer, since I don't have the Mets in my power rankings top 10. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
Scratched himself yesterday from his last start with a sore back, and they're saying he might have a broken vertebrae, I heard today.
Ha.
Yeah.
There's my surprise face.
Yeah. There it is. So the Mets doing Mets things, including also, Dave, hiring our good friend Gary Sanchez,
the Sanchino,
the AAA catcher for the New York Mets, probably the backup AAA catcher, if I had to guess, or the backup AAA.
Oh, that means he's playing in Syracuse then.
He is. Yeah, he is. It's been signed in Syracuse.
So I should run out and see him.
Yeah, get his signature or something, buddy.
No.
So, I guess I don't blame any franchise. Someone with that much potential and power, you want to take a chance and tinker with them and see if you can get something out of them. I get it, but another perfect Met, Dave.
Yep. No doubt. Mike, Devi Garcia got recalled today.
There was a Devi Garcia sighting
as we were talking about that. He got called up. So hey, that's great. I'd like to see him. Yeah. Maybe he can help them and get fixed somehow.
Yeah, he was rocking the fro too. It was nice. Very good. Let's get into power rankings, buddy.
Let's do that. A lot of shifting around, Mike. A lot of these teams, from my perspective, kind of scuffled here in this last week, and
especially at the bottom of the
list. The bottom, yes, the bottom half. I really struggled.
Yeah, me too.
Trying to pick these bottom feeder teams. So I will start, Mike, at number 10. And this is all you need to know about how scuffling the bottom is. Mike, the Milwaukee Brewers at 20-17.
Yeah.
2-8 in their last 10, but not a lot to choose from at this point, quite honestly.
No.
I had them at 7 last week. Mike, you had them at 6.
Mhm.
I have them sliding down to number 10.
Homer picked because no one else was grasping the brass ring of the 10th spot. I took the Yankees, buddy. They're playing.
I
They're
was
playing
tempted.
better. Yeah, they're playing better. Judge is healthy. Bader's back. Things seem to be rounding back into shape. Health wise, everyone's starting to come back. So, played the Rays tough, swept the A's. So I'll take the Yankees at 10.
Yeah. I looked at it, I thought about it, and I just said,
No,
I don't
I
know.
understand.
Yeah.
And then at 9, another really good team that'll be there in the end, but is struggling is the Houston Astros.
Still hanging on to Houston, huh?
Yeah, I can't quit them. They made us. They made me their
Made
Brokeback
you.
Mountain bitch last year. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. They
Yeah.
own me until we can beat them. So they're 9 for me. What say you?
I have another team sliding. The Pittsburgh Pirates at
Mhm.
21-17, 1-9 in their last 10. Struggle bus, but they still lead the AL Central by just a half game over the aforementioned Milwaukee Brewers. Yeah.
Uh, in an attempt to validate last week's list, where I clearly lost track of where I was and how many teams I had on it. Number 8 is the Minnesota Twins.
Ah,
They're
a
in
team you
first
had
place.
second last week.
Second last week, yeah. They're in first place in a terrible division and are above 500, and that's about all we can say about them this week.
That's all I
Yes.
could say about that.
Yeah.
Uh, so I at 8 have the LA Angels of Anaheim
Interesting.
at 20, and they were 20-17. They just lost
Mhm.
this afternoon to the aforementioned Astros, so they're 20-18. Still 6-4 in their last 10 games. So, they're interesting, obviously, Ohtani and Trout, but slim pickings. And again, with the
Yeah.
slides of some of the other teams, I put the Angels at 8, Mike.
Okay.
And then at 7, boy, this was really, really difficult for me, but I looked at what they have done. The Boston Red Sox, Mike,
Oof.
as unfortunate as this is to say, 21-16, 8-2 in their last 10, including a 4-game sweep of the Toronto Blue Jays. And then they won 2 out of 3 against the Phillies. So I don't like it. I think they're a fraud. I don't think they're going to last long term. But right now, Mike, the Boston Red Sox are playing pretty good baseball.
Yeah, you had them at 7.
I had them at 7. Yes.
Okay. I have the Toronto Blue Jays at 7.
That's where you had them last week. Yes.
Yeah. Dave, they've only played 12 home games this season. They've been road warriors
Yeah.
for sure. And not,
25 games on the road.
yeah, so that's going to even out, obviously, going
Yeah.
forward. And continue to hit and to be a team to be dealt with in the American League East. And then so at 6, I had your Boston Red Sox because
Okay.
of the great week they had. Like you
Yeah.
said, they swept the Blue Jays and 2 out of 3 in the Phils. I mean,
Yeah.
it's really a tremendous week by the Red Sox, and hopefully the last time I bring them up.
Yeah. And I should have paid attention to this. I put Toronto ahead of them at 21. Well, they were 21-15. So Toronto lost today against the Phillies 2-1, but I had Toronto just ahead of them. Despite that, I probably should have flip-flopped them.
Yeah, we'll give you the liberty to flip-flop them,
But
buddy.
they're very close there. Okay, so now we get into the meat of the order, if you
Meat.
will, Mike. The top 5. Who do you have at 5?
Your and Jeremy's Los Angeles Dodgers.
Okay.
They seem to found their footing a little bit. They started 10-11, and they've been 11-3 since. And
Yes.
just quietly just pounding out runs out there on the West Coast. And they're a sleeping giant that I fear is no longer sleeping.
Nope. I completely agree with you. They are playing good baseball again. They beat up on the Brewers 8-1 in their most recent game. Excuse me. So, yep, that's going well. For the Dodgers, Mike, at 5, I have the Texas Rangers, 21-14, continuing to do their thing. I had them at 6 last week, 7-3 in their last 10. With the plus 82 run differential. They just continue to impress as far as that goes.
Number 4, Dave?
4, Mike, the Baltimore Orioles.
I have that as well.
23-13, 6-4 in their last 10. They just continue to play well. They're one against Tampa. They're playing Tampa again tonight. So, and they won 4-2 yesterday. So they're battling. They're continuing to capitalize on, what some people thought might be an aberration last year. And a lot of people thought, no, not an aberration. This Orioles team is for real. And right now they're showing it.
Yeah. Never had 240 base stealers in the same season, the Baltimore Orioles, in their history. Right now, Jorge Mateo has 12 and Cedric Mullins 11. So that's probably in jeopardy. Having 240 stealers. So fun team for sure. And for number 3, Dave, I have the Texas Rangers.
You have Texas.
The only thing I'll add is Aroldis Garcia is having a heck of a start to his season, and he's already at 36 RBI. So just keep an eyeball on him.
You could make an argument for him for MVP.
Yeah, I was just going to say that when it's MVP season, definitely remember that name. Number 2 for me, Dave.
You don't care who I had at 3?
I thought you had Baltimore.
No, I had Baltimore at 4.
Oh, my bad, yo.
That's okay, yo. I had the Dodgers at 3. So we've said our piece. The Dodgers 8-2
flop
in their last 10. Yep.
So Braves at 2 and Rays at 1 for me. Both of those are self-explanatory, not to be anticlimactic, but the Braves are on a pace for 111 wins this year. The Rays are still tremendous start.
29-8.
Their rotation and lack of starting pitching is going to catch up to them. They invented the bullpen session, but can't do that 3 times in a week. I think they're pushing it too far. So should be interesting for sure.
So we'll
that's
see.
My power rankings, buddy.
Yep. Yeah, me too. As far as the Braves go, love their road record at 15-3.
Good call.
So really, really doing it. Yeah.
Right. Anything else you want to go over? Any anomalies or interesting stories you might have seen, or anything catch your attention this week in Major League Baseball?
No, I mean, it's hit on the Gary Sanchez, you hit on the Scherzer stuff. I think that's, those are kind of like the bigger storyline things. A team we did not talk about, Mike, the New York Mets, 17-19. So, I mean, you mentioned Scherzer, but now in 4th place in their division and 8 games back. The
Braves running away with that division.
Yeah, right? Braves running away. So a bit of a struggle there for the Mets. I think they probably would say they would want a better record at this point, considering everybody thought the Nationals were going to be so bad, and the Nationals are only a game and a half behind the Mets.
Behind them, right?
So we'll see how
Yeah.
that plays out. But I think, as you saw some of the bottom feeder teams, there is some mediocrity in the league right now. And, you got kind of these two teams really running away with things, and then a lot of other teams just trying to catch them. So it would be nice to see some of this get sorted out and see some teams start to put some strangleholds on, but I'm not sure that's going to happen, Mike. I mean, we're far enough in that this may be the way the season is going to go.
That would be fine with me to see some of these lower middling teams, make a run, fun. The Chicago Cubs are a fun little story. They're still scuffled. They're scuffled a little more this week, but still hanging around maybe a potential wild card play. Of course, the Orioles are a great story. There's just a lot of fun up and coming players. And as much as I hate Tatis, the dude is on a tear since he's been back from his suspension. And that Padres team definitely is going to have to be dealt with down the stretch. So plenty of great baseball ahead of us, David, as we continue to monitor the Major League Baseball season here in 2023 and our beloved New York Yankees pursuit of their 28th championship ring. As we do that, we will continue to make our salient observations and incredible just humor and depth of knowledge, and I can tell you're completely impressed right now.
Oh,
and
yes.
So because you should go on social media and tell everyone about it. Hashtag Think Tank Sports. Hit us up on all the social platforms and on your podcast delivery systems. Please, we strive for 5 here at Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen. Have a good
See
night,
ya, everybody.
Deuces.